The night is quiet inside Nazarick, no shouts, no clash of steel, only the distant hum of magic and machinery. But beneath its unassuming depths, a storm of power brews. In the heart of the great tomb of Nazarick, Ains Allgown sits upon his grand throne in the throne room. Around him, his loyal guardians stand with their usual impassive visages. Yet tonight, a spark of pride gleams in Demiurge's eyes. "My lord," he begins, his voice echoing with restrained excitement, "we have succeeded." With a flourish, Demiurge presents the final pieces of the puzzle. It has been weeks since Nazarick's forces began their subtle infiltration of the Riesti's kingdom's criminal underworld, and tonight they bring forth the results. Every thieves' guild, every gang, every influential leader, all those who whispered in the shadows, pulling strings and skimming profits from the kingdom's underbelly, they have all pledged fealty to Nazarick. To Ains, all those predators that once lurked in the darkness now belong to him, ready to strike at his command. As expected of the strategy minister, and says, his tone betraying none of the emotions raging within. "You have brought us the kingdom's most valuable resource, its veins of organized chaos, for while Riestis might boast an army to rival nations and rulers with centuries of lineage, what true advantage does a kingdom gain from either? Not from numbers when your soldiers desert for meager coin. Not from lineage when the people hate your royal house's guts. But when your fingers are in every pocket, when your ears hear every rumor before it reaches the king's table, then you hold the kingdom's lifeblood. Then you can choke or enrich, punish or protect, all with unseen hands. You need not show your face to rule them all." Ains turns to Demiurge, eyes narrowed. "Did you enjoy this little game of ours?" he asks, his tone deceptively casual. The look in Demiurge's eyes, however, is anything but. Pure joy, delight, pride. Ains sees it all, understands it fully. It's not just about power for Demiurge, nor merely pleasure. There is something else there, something Ains recognizes all too well, ambition, a dangerous, intoxicating emotion. One that feels like home. A ghost of a smile touches Ains's lips as he rises from his throne. "Very well," he says, his voice ringing with authority. "From now on, we shall walk the path of complete domination." He looks each guardian in the eye, savoring their unwavering obedience, their eagerness for the coming storm. "We have played the waiting game long enough," Ains declares. "Now let us seize our destiny." Ains stands in the relative privacy of his private bath, steam rising around him, masking the faint scent of magic that clings to his skilled skin. The warm water soothes his aching bones, a stark contrast to the chilly solitude that seeps into his soul. Despite the opulence of his quarters, the soft light filtering through stained glass windows, the intricate carvings that adorn every surface, the luxurious bed fit for royalty, all feel empty without a companion. Even the company of his loyal NPCs feels distant when he seeks solace in his quarters. A small price to pay for his immortality, a fair trade, he tells himself. Yet in the quiet moments, when the weight of eternity presses down and the cheers of his adoring subjects fade away, he can't help but yearn for connection. A knock echoes in the stillness, interrupting his thoughts. A familiar voice calls out, "Ains, my lord, are you alone?" The door slides open, and Aura, one of his two homunculus maids, peeks in. Ains straightens, a ghost of a smile touching his lips. What brings you here?" he asks, knowing full well why she's come. She doesn't speak, but her actions do. Two identical boxes, each wrapped in fine cloth, sit at the edge of the bath. One contains clothes for Ains, while the other holds a gift for him. Since Ains rarely leaves his chambers, the homunculi take turns bringing him meals and tending to his personal needs. As they have no mouths, they simply watch him eat and wait patiently for him to finish so they can retrieve the dishes. That night, after retiring to his quarters, Ains finds himself gazing at the ceiling of his room, the intricate patterns of light and shadow playing across his features. The events of the day, the seizure of the crime syndicates, replay in his mind. A sense of satisfaction washes over him, quickly replaced by a nagging curiosity. It's been years since he stepped foot in the human world, yet it seems as if he's always known its pulse, its ebbs and flows, its strengths and weaknesses. Almost as if someone has been guiding his hand, whispering insights into the world's chaotic symphony. He dismisses it as survivor bias, the tendency to perceive patterns in random events. Still, a tiny seed of uncertainty is planted. Who was behind it? Was it his own intuition honed by years of strategic planning? Or was it something more, some hidden force nudging him towards his goals? The thought lingers, unwelcome yet intriguing. Ains knows he won't find answers tonight, but the question echoes in his mind, a haunting reminder of the mysteries that still shroud his existence. In the heart of Nazarick, nestled between towering shelves filled with ancient tomes and arcane devices, lies the Grand Library. Within its hallowed halls, bathed in the ethereal glow of countless magical lights, Albedo pores over an ancient text. Her usually stoic features etched with concentration, her fingers tracing the faded script. Beside her, Solution Epsilon, the ever-inquisitive, leans in, her gaze flickering between the book and her mistress. "Albedo, are you certain about this?" she asks, her voice tinged with concern. To invite pure-blood humans into our great tomb could be disastrous. Albedo's response is swift and unwavering. "I am certain, Solution. Our master requires more knowledge of the outside world, and who better to provide it than those who live among the humans?" Her eyes, glowing with an otherworldly light, never waver from the page. "We have already gained control of the re-estized kingdom's underworld," she continues, a hint of triumph in her voice. "It is time to expand our horizons, to gather intelligence from the very core of human society." Ains, perched on his throne in the throne room, observes his two guardians through his omniscient magic. Their presence, along with the others, is as clear to him as if they were standing right before him. But it's not their physical forms he's interested in. Rather, it's the subtle shifts in their magic signatures, the barely perceptible fluctuations in their aura. From these minuscule details, Ains can gauge their emotional states. And right now, both Albedo and Demiurge are basking in a delightful mix of anticipation and pride. A small smile tugs at the corner of Ains's lips. Their ambition is a reflection of his own, a shared passion for strategy, for outmaneuvering their opponents before they even realize they're in a battle. But Ains is not solely observing his guardians. His gaze extends beyond the walls of Nazarick, encompassing the vast realm of the human world. His magic, a silent sentinel, keeps watch over the kingdoms and empires, over the bustling cities and sleepy villages, over the heroes and villains, all dancing to the whims of fate. Nothing escapes his notice. Suddenly, a new presence registers on his magic, a small group approaching Karn Village. The presence is faint, but Ains's senses are attuned to every tremor in the world. Curiosity piqued, Ains focuses his magic, attempting to pierce the veil of distance and discern the identities of these newcomers. Back in the library, Albedo closes the ancient text with a snap. It is settled then, she declares, her gaze fixed on some point beyond Solution. "We shall offer them a place in our ranks, but make no mistake, Solution, our goal is not to assist the kingdom. We serve only our master and the great tomb," a faint echo of Ains's own thoughts. The library fades into the background as his mind races, piecing together the clues, matching fragments of magic signatures with the memories of faces. Slowly, a horrifyingly familiar image takes shape. The adventurers who raided Karn Village. They thought they'd escaped, thought they'd won their victory. But Ains's magic had a longer reach, a deeper memory than they knew. He saw their faces, their weapons, their very souls. And now they were back, returning to the village he'd marked as his own. It's not a coincidence, Ains realizes, his heart hardening like stone. If they came here seeking peace, they'll get none. If they came for retribution, they'll find only despair. This time, Nazarick will not be a fortress, but a hunter.